The Warden, the worst Minecraft mob ever? Well, that title sounds a bit controversial, but we're going to be taking a look at why we think this mob really isn't a very good idea.
Yes, so when we say the worst, we don't mean the worst in terms of damage it can do to you or something like that.
No.
We mean it's more the worst is just not very good.
Right, it's not the best idea. So firstly, what is the Warden? Well, of course you should know by now it's a hostile mob in the Minecraft 1.19 Wild Update. And it's not just any hostile mob, this is an extremely scary monster, okay? It looks menacing, it's huge, it emerges from the ground when you trigger it, and its sole purpose is to hunt you down and kill you, and be completely unkillable itself.
Yes, of course, and it doesn't come from just your normal Minecraft world. You have to be in a certain place to get it, as you probably already know.
Yes.
And that is right underneath, well, what used to be bedrock.
Right, in the deep dark. It was super deep down there, so, I mean, you know, also, it's important to keep in mind the Warden was inspired directly by this scary disc in Minecraft called 11. You know the one where the guy's sort of running away from this scary thing, and then all these scary monster noises are happening, and then it just suddenly cuts off at the end? Well, that music disc there is what inspired the Warden, so they're really going for a horror feel here. Okay, so let's just look at that. Horror. Okay, so when I say Minecraft, the first word that comes to my mind is not horror. But now, horror is actually a part of this game. This is a completely new direction for Minecraft to go in. If you ask me, it's not a very good direction.
Well, we've always had scary sort of thing in Minecraft, haven't we? But not so much horror.
Right, we've had scary things, like there's ghasts, there's the scary cave sounds, there's things like that, there's zombies, obviously, stuff like that, but nothing that's been outright horror up until now. How do we know this is a horror mob? Well, I'm going to quote one of the developers here. I've got a quote here on the screen. You shouldn't be killing wardens, they are designed to be unkillable.
So we've got a mob here then that's designed to be unkillable, but it can attack the player.
Right, it can attack you. It does massive damage to you.
That's a first in Minecraft, isn't it? Because there's not one mob in Minecraft that I can think of that attacks you that you can't attack and kill in some way.
Well, I mean, you can kill the Warden, but it has an absolute mountain of HP, so it's going to take an extremely long time to kill. It does huge damage to you, which makes it even harder, and furthermore, even if you do kill it, it only drops a measly 5 experience and 1 single block that you can get yourself elsewhere anyway. So they're really saying, look, if you kill this mob, that's up to you. We're not going to reward you for killing it. We're not going to give you any achievements for killing it. It's just completely on you. We don't care. To me, this goes contrary to the spirit of Minecraft. The whole idea of Minecraft right now is that you take on these tough enemies, like the Wither, the Ender Dragon, and various other tough enemies in the game, and you get rewarded for doing that. That's how Minecraft works. That's how a normal game works. The direction they're going now is like, oh no, if you go into the deep dark, this is a horror biome. You go in here, and you know exactly what you're signing up for. You're going to have to run away from this unkillable monstrosity.
Right, so, you know, yeah, you said about the dragon and things, so Dragon Minecraft, when that came in, Mr. Notch put that in, you know, it was difficult to get to. It was fun, challenging to get to, isn't it, to the end, you know? It's a challenge, etc. But apparently to get to this one, you just need to do what you shouldn't do, just dig straight down, is that right?
Well, you have to get to the deep dark, which we're not going to get into the precise method of getting in there and all that kind of thing. But just to elaborate a bit more, as you may already know since you're watching this video, in order to actually trigger the Warden, you have to be standing on a Skulk Shrieker. And not just one, you have to trigger Skulk Shriekers 4 times.
Yeah, but they're under the... You have to get down there, don't you?
In the deep dark.
You just dig down.
Right, which is really, really dark. So, I mean, this is under where bedrock used to, you know, end in the old versions of Minecraft. Now you can go even deeper into this scary area. Now, once you get down there, of course, you're going to find out there's some interesting things there to dig and to mine and that kind of thing, but it's guarded by this horrible creature. And to me, it just doesn't seem like a right fit for this game. I mean, there's always been caves, there's always been things to explore, and tough enemies. There's never been a horror biome and a specific horror boss in Minecraft up until this point. I don't know how to feel about this, Bertie.
Well, you know, it's not so much a boss, really, in terms of that, you know, when you destroy it, you don't really get anything for it.
Right.
Actually, you destroying it is a slim chance because it's extremely powerful.
Yes.
And resists most things quite well.
Exactly, and I mean, the best way of getting rid of the Warden is actually just to get out of there. If you sneak, it can't hear you, because of course the Warden is completely blind, it navigates on sound, so if you sneak away from there, it can't hear your footsteps, although it can still sort of sniff you out. But if you do manage to get away, then after 60 seconds of being idle, it'll just despawn by burrowing back into the ground where it came from, so that's really what they want you to do. But the idea of this unkillable environmental monstrosity that's just there menacing you, it seems like it would be a better fit for Resident Evil, that kind of game, not Minecraft.
Well, maybe, and I'm just thinking, you know, so in this place where it spawns, which is the deep Deep Dark, where it is.
Yes.
So what's there that you might want?
Well, in the Deep Dark, of course, you've got no mobs spawning there at all, aside from the Warden, which is triggered by the Skull Creakers. But you do have ancient cities which contain items that you can't get anywhere else. And I think I like the idea of the ancient cities. That's a good idea.
Yeah, so exactly. So we don't want to be nasty to the developers. Obviously they've made a good idea here in terms of they've got another little world biome, or whatever you want to call it, and they put something interesting in there for you to go and get.
Yes.
And that's what Minecraft's all about. It's exciting to go visit places, find out things, explore, and generally do things. So that's rather good. But the mob they put in here doesn't seem to fit with that flavour of excitement. In terms of it's just there. It's very hard to get rid of, and when you destroy it, you don't get anything, which is a bit disappointing, really.
Yes, it's clearly designed to be a horror mob, and as I say, I just can't really reconcile horror with the idea of Minecraft. Minecraft's always had these sort of scary type of atmospheres going on, with caves, with ghasts, with zombies, with other things like that, but it's never gone into outright horror territory up until now. It just seems to me to be a bit of a strange direction to take the game. Would you like to see, for example, ways to, kill the Warden more efficiently, better loot if it dies, this kind of thing? I mean, I don't know. I don't think Mojang wants to do that. I think they want this to be a horror mob, but again, I'm not sure if that's the best direction for Minecraft to go.
Well, yes, maybe special items you can find in certain parts of Minecraft that are, only in certain places, which are just for making things to, be able to resist the Warden.
Yes, yes.
And, then you go down there armed, etc. Then you've got a sort of a fair fighting chance, whatever. It might add a bit more interest to it. And then when maybe he drops something, he's very, very hard to get rid of, but what he drops is well worth it. Can help you, go somewhere else or whatever, or do something you couldn't normally do.
Yes.
That would be maybe a bit more exciting. I don't know.
Right, and I don't think Mojang want to make him drop anything right now, but I do agree with you, Bertie. If they perhaps were to make him killable in some fair way, and then give you some interesting, powerful loot for doing so, that would be more in keeping of the true spirit of the game, which is about exploration, defeating enemies, getting loot, strengthening your character and base, that kind of thing, as opposed to having an area that you just can't conquer. You just have to avoid the bad guy. I don't want to go into the Deep Dark and face that thing, personally. Some of you may think this is a great challenge. Other people may think it's a bit too scary to actually risk going down there, which to me goes contrary to the spirit of adventure in Minecraft. But there you are. That's our take on why we think the Warden is not a very good addition to Minecraft, in our opinion, as it currently stands. Of course, they may well tweak it and update it in the future to perhaps improve it, but let us know what you think in the comments there, fellows.
So yes, so there's our thoughts on it. Minecraft, of course, one of the most popular games in the world, not knocking the devs and everything, but, this mob, we had to see these things.
Oh yes, we love Minecraft, think it's one of the best games out there for sure. The devs are doing a really good job of the updates. They're not sort of neglecting it. They're making sure they put out regular content updates, both large and small. It's just this particular mob we're not that sure about. But again, let us know what you think, fellows. Thank you very much for joining GameChap and Bertie in this analysis of the Warden. We look forward to seeing you in the next exciting outing. Until then!